ebyo amazima tebiriiwo sibirina. I just reserve this time for my lovely student. Turkish Sport Corner fe bambazi nabagamba mwezi gwadde gwa green njala za green ekintu kino okubeera mu green. Turkish Sport Corner where quality cost class tutunda ebintu ebyomulembe ebya quality obyambalira ebbanga ddene obikozesa ebbanga ddene buli okyambala value eyambuka feelings eza quality oziwulira ekiseera kitambudde lugoye bwe luti myaka 10 teruva mu buzi terukaddiwa every other day it just gets better. So at Turkish Sport Corner we did in quality ladies suits, ladies handbags, ladies shoes, wallets, perfumes, name it. Anything called quality kati n'abaami twabongeddemu belts, wallets, ebintu ebisanyusa abaami, perfumes. Kati terigamba nti omwami wo oli mukodo n'abagambye omwaka guggwako. Omwaka nga guweddeko mukwano gwo, muganda wo, muzadde wo, omwami wo muyigo gabakubira abo. Love is give. Sijja kibajjukiza. My wonderful students know love is give. I love you, I love you, I love you, but I don't give you. Omugambe excuse me. I will take a exclamation mark. So at Turkish Sport Corner, we have everything that you desire to make your life wonderful, beautiful, amazing, and emotionally happy. Kati wawuli yangu oyagala kusanyuka, wawuli yangu oyagala ebintu ebiyinza okuzzaamu obulamu, twegatte ku Turkish Sport Corner. We shall give you all what you desire. Eddoboozi simanyi oba mumpulira munansonyiwa naye akantu nakeerabidde. Akwali omuzindaalo nagwerabidde. Yes, Turkish Sport Corner ekyetukola tulabirira abakyala mu byenneewulira, tulabirira abakyala mu nyambala, tulabirira abakyala mu kulabika obulungi. Nabagamba saagala muganda li smart. Smartness is my second name. Onsonyiwemu katono. Yes, omuzindaalo ngwerabidde. Okitegeera? Yes, quality duvets, anything to make you feel good at Turkish Sport Corner. Bitukola. Nembongerako product endabagambye njajjiranga buli wenzijja. Sijja kowa bajjukiza the vigil, the only product which solves every woman emotional and sexual health problem. Hormonal imbalance, low sex drive mu bakyala, okutukako obuwayawaya. Hormone tezikyakolagana. As you grow, omukazi hormones zigenda nezitabuka. When you get that hormonal imbalance, uva mu mbeera. Okay? So this is a product for every kind of your sexual need. Sexual and reproduction, cervical cancer cleaning, obutamera fibroids mu buto, infections is treating up to the cervix. Okulaba nti omuntu afuna cervical cancer, cervix. Hormonal balance a lot indeed. This is the wonderful and magical product. Every woman needs it. Sijja kuwa bajjukiza nabagambye nja kyogera ba students bange njagala kubanga mukolagana wano mentally. Anything that affects a woman's sexual and reproduction health affects her mental health. Kati waliwo batokolagana ne wano uvaako. Okay? So that is the product. If you want it, please WhatsApp me. They just deliver to your doorstep. Okay? It is a very quality product. Proven, and I've used it. So I don't say what I don't know. Okay? And once again, you're welcome. I'm Mariam, the ladies guide. In case it's your very first time on this wonderful podcast, channel, in case you're watching on YouTube, on the page, if you're watching on Facebook, please follow us, like us, and subscribe. This is a community. Nabagambye kintu kyammwe kyavudde mu ngalo zange. Ladies guide yafuse y'abantu. The dreamer and the dreamer of what? Kati kintu kyammwe. So if it's your very first time, please follow us, subscribe. You will have an amazing journey where answers, we tell you what to do, when to do it, why to do it, how to do it. We give you all answers at the ladies guide. We leave every stone unturned. We don't leave any stone unturned. So happy new month. Tuli mu December, omwaka guweddeko. Ebyo sijja bagamba siri soogera ku nkulaakulana ewali wajoogerako. enkulaakulana, kucheckinga resolution, ebyo byammwe. Bwe twali tutandika omwaka guno, nabagamba relationship goals. If you didn't watch my show on relationship goals, please, Mariam Nabuja, relationship goals. Typing mu search engine eya YouTube, bajja kutya video. Nabagamba nga tutandika omwaka, bw'oba oguyingira, oyina ebigendererwa by'oba nabyo. Nga bw'opulaningira business, nga bw'opulaningira ebyenkulaakulana, ne relationships ezo ziba ne goals. N'ogamba omuntu ono, tumaze naye emyaka 27, guno gwa 28, naye guno omwaka yandibadde ampasa, oba twandibadde tubaako otutuuka. Tumaze naye emyaka 4, 6. Those are relationship goals. In the wheel of life, relationship goals is a part of planning. Kati oba opulaninga, topulaninga bya ssente byokka. Ne kano kateekemu kano, kapaati kana akalaavu. Kubanga ke kaleeta obutabanguko. So, we are now in December and we're closing the year. And I'm so very happy that you guys have maintained up with me to the end. Okay? So, mwenna babaddewo, mpaka ng'omwaka guggwako, tugaba kubira omwaka nga guggwako. Tulondayo abantu baffe abali badde consistent. Okay? Ne tubaba kubirwabo okubeeraza, kubeera naffe ebbanga eriwerako. Nabagambye omuntu atagaba abeera mukulu. Teryakuwa kubanga togaba. So for us here at Daddy's Guide, we spread love. Okay? So mbakubiriza mugabe kubirabo. Omwami waba aganye okuwasa, ebbanga litambudde, muweeyo kalabu. Kasobola okusparkinga decision. Nagamba yenninda ki. Waba omukyala akutawaanya, muweeyo kalabu, banne muyiga okwagala. Okwagala si bigambo. Si kujja ng'oyogera bigambo natumalya biseera. Love is give. So today, previously, before we go today, we had a topic on forgiveness. Iyo sijja giwangalako nnyo, twayogera ku kusonyiwa. Muyiga okusonyiwa, relationships eziza okusonyiwa, relationships and couples which make forgiveness as part of their life enjoy a happy and fulfilling love life. Like we said, tosobola kukolagana na muntu bbanga ddene mutakubagana. It is impossible because we are humans and we are. So if we are human and everyone makes a mistake, it is very possible that I may be a very good person, but I may hurt you. Okay? So forgiveness is key if you look at long-term relationships. We talked a lot indeed. In case you missed, please go to the channel. Look for that video, forgiveness. Forgiveness will teach you one thing, to enjoy emotional happiness in your marriage, in your relationship. So we talked about 7 ways on how to learn a forgiving attitude. Like I said, you're not born a forgiver. Nobody's born a forgiver. We just learn the habit. So we talked about 1, knowing why. The why. Why did you get into this relationship? Why? When you get the why, it will keep you in that mental state of forgiving. Why? Because you have a goal. The why will keep you in and will keep the relationship good. We talked about don't build a case against your partner. We talked about avoiding putting your past life in your present and current relationship. We talked for a lot in it. So in case you missed, please go to the channel, look for the video, and then get into that amazing journey, okay, of learning how to forgive. If you don't forgive, you'll live a full life full of hatred, bitterness, and happiness. By the way, love take your one. Wobola banga muvudde mu relationship nebigana nemukyawagana oba nemusowagana notasonyiwa n'oli agenda okujja ajja kubafaanagana ng'eyagenda. It builds on an aura, or a frequency, or an energy which attracts people who are as bitter as you. So forgiveness is key. And forgiveness doesn't mean that you're entertaining the person again in your life. No. Forgiveness means oshitegedde, but toyina kimajja kubiseera byo kubanga tekikuzimba. Let's go to the next level. So if you want to move to the next level of life, please learn to forgive in your relationship. Once again, I'm called Mariam Nabuja. I'm the Daddy's Guide. I'm the author of 3 amazing and wonderful books which changed the life of women, in case any of you read it. And in case you've not yet read it, I don't know what you're doing here. Ladies Guide to Fulfilling Relationships and to Happiness. This was our very first book, which celebrated, I think, 8 years this year, and we phased it out. So it's no longer in the market. We edited it into a new edition, Ladies Guide to Fulfilling Relationships and to Happiness. This is the new book, the new edition. Very new, interactive. Anyone who reads this and you're still struggling with relationships, I don't know what you're talking about. So in the Ladies Guide to Fulfilling Relationships, we solve one problem: ambiguity in love, confusion in love. I don't know who I am. I don't know who is he. I don't know why I'm this. What is this thing, that thing? It's what we're talking about in the Ladies Guide to Fulfilling Relationships and to Happiness. And when you read it, you find yourself. You decide who you are and the position you're going to be in any relationship you start. We also have the Ladies Guide to Emotional Happiness. Emotional Happiness is a book that talks about the mistakes we make and how we solve them. Okay? So emotional happiness, the deal was to teach you how to emotionally not get entangled into relationships which leave you feeling like insane, mad, confused. That's why we call it emotional happiness. So when you read it, you get emotionally happy because you disentangle yourself from relationships which don't take you anywhere, but they look like love. Okay? It is like love, but not taking you anywhere. So obutabo obwo obusatu osobola obusanga mu Aristoc if you're in Uganda, Kampala Road, Garden City, and Acacia Mall. Aristoc, Babulina. Uganda Bookshop opposite Christ the King, Babulina. Mukono, Mbarara, Lira, Bali, Masaka, is a district. Every major bookshop in that district has the Ladies Guide. If you're in the UK, Nahia has the book. Nahia, I think one of my ambassadors will share her number here. And if you're in the US, Juliet Musulwa has the book. You can get it and it can be posted to wherever you are. You're welcome once again. Let's get started on this amazing journey of love at a wrong time. Omukwano nga gujjidde ebiseera ebifu. Right one, wrong time. Wrong time, right one. And then it can really cause confusion. It can really cause confusion because you see this person fits in your plans, but they are not. They are not. That can confusion. So the four separate ways to cope with feelings of love at a wrong time. Okutegeera engeri gy'oyinza okukwata laavu ng'ejjidde mu biseera ebikyamu ku muntu omutuufu mu kiseera ekifu oba ku muntu omukyamu mu kiseera ekituufu. That irony of life. And it usually happens. And it happens to every other person in life. Everyone, it has happened to us. It has happened to you. You know somebody who is going through the same thing. Where they're in love with someone, it feels right, the feeling is right, but the time is totally wrong. Okay? So, in today's session, I want to make these assumptions. Njagala okusuubira nti buli student wange ali mu class buli lwakutaano amanyi ebintu bino. Student wange yenna eyasoma the Ladies Guide, the volumes zonna nazimalako ebintu bino abimanyi. Kitegeeza love tekyakutawaanya okugiraba, okugitegeera, era nsuubira nti oyize kye bayita emotional control mu kukyamukirira kwa love. Before we go to the other session, because why is it so disturbing people to meet in the wrong time with the right love and they get into that mess? It's because by nature what taking up love. Love as a topic or as a phase of development. Nayo kose namba ngabo gya nosoma nofuka lawyer. Ngabo gya nosoma nofuka psychologist. Ngabo gya nosoma nofuka caterer. Ngabo gya nosoma nofuka the best dentist. Love is another kind of course. When I was writing the Ladies Guide to Fulfilling Relationships and to Happiness, I realized that many of us love apart from European countries. Those people from the Western countries, go back to love vizibu, naye wano ewaffe tetwakitwalanga kikulu. That's what get back to this kind of project. So the assumptions I make is one. By now, my student here understands how to deal with emotions. And they know how they affect their growth, their way. Every decision they make in life is affected by the way they feel. Number two, I assume that every student here, these are two different emotions. They look similar, but they are totally different. Because I told you, love is spiritual, sex is biological. Somebody doesn't need to love you, to have sex with you. No, it happens for the male species. And I know every woman now understands to separate the two emotions. That when someone says I love you, it may not mean that spiritually. It means that my student now knows it. So you can separate the two. That somebody can really have a good time with you, but they're not in love with you. And it's okay because you know it. Number three, I believe that any kind of ladies' guide student knows emotional intelligence now. Well controlling. You know why you get a big gambe being kind of that is emotional intelligence. I assume that any of the students here understand that someone can love you deeply, truly, madly, they die. Love their way, but they may not be in position to marry you. I assume my student knows that already. That I can love you, but I may not be in a position to marry you. I love you so much, but the circumstances. The circumstances. I assume my student knows that already. And lastly, I assume that my student knows that the emotions of excitement can get two people together in love and they disappear along the way, leaving the two stuck in that thing, yet the excitement is gone. So nkimanyi mukitegeera ekyo student bange nti omuntu asobola okuba n'omuntu ngemukyamukirira nnyo, however excitement neggwaawo musigala abo ng'ekyabaleeta kibuze ate nga musigadde mwina, and then you ask what are we doing here, what thing are we in? So knowing all those things puts a woman in an emotional kind of state of forgiveness and two, those things happen in life. So if it happens to you, excitement is gone, you're stuck in a thing, just laugh at yourself and say, what? These things really happen. Okay? Move on. Okay? So, but student bange bonna ebyo mubimanyi nga tunda batandika mulamu. I assume ebyo mubisoma mubimanyi tubyogeddeko. I say all the things, I put the videos there to give you that emotional intelligence to understand the emotion called love pertaining to women. Okay? Because it's not the same thing with the men. Okay? Like I said, men are purely physical, logical, they are really emotional. We are too emotional and low in logic. Okay? So if you know all those things, that was said. In today's topic, which is going to be the liberator, it's going to give you these things because these things do happen. You can be a 65-year-old woman and you meet a 33-year-old man and you click intellectually, manners of speech, the way the things you love. 65, 33. And you found love. But at the wrong time. Those things do happen. A 75-year-old man with a 23-year-old or 25, they click. The connection, the chemistry, everything is on. But at the wrong time. A married, ngenda bawe bitibya abantu abenjawulo abali mu nsonga eri. Kati gumunye wugwo. Ngenda basomera list buhenti. wentuuka kooli nga weerinya kugamba anina class monitor simulaba wano njagala buli kyenjogera ng'onootingaawo kagoya asayina nti obeerawo nansuka je nasinakulaba oba Margaret. Yeah, anyone please just write the points there. They are very few and easily trackable. Okay, so has it occurred to you, or do you know someone in that situation? The chemistry is on, the connection is hot, intellectually mukwatagana, the poise, anything you want, this person has it. However, the outside circumstances do not favor you. Something comes up and you say, I wish, but you were the one. Where were you? If I had met you before, you were the one. Where were you? I was looking all over. But now here you are. And it is too late. So, this creates what they call emotional loopholes in love. Kireeta ebitulituli mu nsonga y'okunneewulira kubanga oli agamba naye mazima ddala omuntu wuno. What is going on? Nga situations ezibakkiriza. And I'm going to tell you why love is like that as we go on. So let me give you the kinds of people in this kind of situation. If you're in a long distance relationship, omuntu ali wala nawe oli wala ate akulaga tagenda kujja kati sigenda kudda olw'omulimu perhaps ensi gyendimu tukkirize naye nga omuntu ogenda mulidde emyaka 10 tagenda kujja okula ebyetaago bikyuka ate gokudde kuyagala ng'ali wala. That is love at a wrong time. Otuuse tannatuuka. Love at a wrong time. Married, taken, wedded, everything clear on paperwork, legally endorsed. N'omulaba nga yoyo intellectually mukwatagana. Everything is okay apart from the document. Love at the wrong time. Maybe you're too young and they're too old. Maybe you're too old and they're too young. A 25-year-old to a 75, they are in different phases of life. Love at the wrong time. A subordinate at the workplace. Omuli waggulu akuli wansi naye nga yoyo. It is work relationship now. Mugenda kuleeta akatyabagakala mu mirimu. Love at the wrong time. Your supervisor at a workplace. Nayenga. Oh my God. This is so funny. You know, it is just amazing. A work colleague when the organization doesn't stand it. You're working in an organization, never gamble one to encouraging them and to wear. You love yourself, one of you has to leave. You did your job, okay? But this is the person. She is the one. He is the one. But the work policy does not allow them. Love at the wrong time. Your landlord. At the workplace, wosula. Love at the wrong time. One cow, silaba. Your employees, oli bossy, naye nga mu employees omulimu omuntu gw'olaba. Mukozi wo naye nga ate olaba ibondo. Love at the wrong time. Your employer, love at the wrong time. Your long time best friend, mumaze emyaka 12 muli ba mukwano deeply. Akumanya amanya abeewamwe akumanya okusinga bakuzaala. Nawulyanga yoyo. That is love at the wrong time. Why? I told you. Is it friendship or is it love? Most of the time, the people we stay with for so long as friends, it is not wise to put them in any kind of sexual relation. It is, in fact, very dangerous. Your in-laws, mother-in-law, father-in-law, sister-in-law, brother-in-law, naye iniro. Love at a wrong time. Your mentor or mentee. I'm mentoring you. You're my mentee. But you see me, or I see you as a potential. But we are in a mentorship journey. That is love at a wrong time. Your immediate neighbor at home. The Baganda say, seriously, I end up with one. Your neighbor is here, and you're here, then you love at a wrong time. Love is happening at a wrong time. Your spouse's best friend, your husband's best friend, or your best friend to the wife. No what? No younger you. Nayenga, change of anything is going to cause emotional pause in your life. Love at a wrong time. Lastly, when you are from different countries of origin. Omuyindi, Omuchina, nakuwagala. No mwagala yaddala. Nagamba ffe waffe kibaleeta culture. I love you so much. I love you. But our culture, they can't allow me to marry you. But I love you. I love you, but the culture. Love at a wrong time. So developing feelings in the above situations creates what they call an emotional pause in your life. More emotional life you. This person is taking the soul of your life, but they are not going to be. You end up with for the rest of your life. Kwagala omuwalabu kalicha tekutukiriza. Waliwo abantu abakolektinga culture zaabwe batuyindiramu. Naye ne mwesanga ne mweyagala eddala bwe muti. Nga bituufu everything is tick. Culture. So which one of those is a more kati guteka waka account wow gambe kati nze ndi one. Am I in love with a married man? Deeply. Am I in love with a married woman? Deeply. However, the document. Love at the wrong time. So, in today's session, you learn the following things. 1, to discern the different seasons of your life. It's about the seasons. Number 2, how to cope up with these butterflies that happen at a wrong time, with the wrong people, with the right people in the wrong time, that confusion. And 3, understanding ways to avoid these emotional entanglements. You know where it's going. I assume that any of my students understands the impact of emotional entanglements to your life, in case you're careless. Okay? But you walk in the love not take carelessness. Mu decision here, I always remind you that every problem you have in your life came from the relationship you built. It can even push you to a country you're not supposed to be. It can even push you to a city you're not supposed to live. It can make you leave a job to a job you're not supposed to do because of the decisions you made in love. So love is not a joke. When somebody is putting you in any emotional thing, stop a minute. Excitement is there, yes, and you're going to meet a lot of people. You meet someone and something is going to happen and I'm going to be in a mess for the next 5 years. All problems that pertain life come from emotional entanglements with you. It will just achieve duty as long as you are an emotional student. So in my book, The Lady's Guide to Emotional Happiness, in the 4th chapter, I briefly talked about, the topic is it is chapter 4. I called it A Tale as Old as Time. It was a very short chapter, but it had a lot of meaning. In that chapter, I told you how love happens. nabagamba love njagala mukitegeere simanyi lwaki abalowooza nsaaga sisaaga bannange nagenda okuwandika ku love nga I am totally tired nawe oli ekigambo tired nogamba what is this nga ogenda kukodalu. So I told you that the topic is called a tale as old as time. Lwaki nagamba a tale as old as time? Nti kino kyembagamba kiriddewo ebbanga eddene n'abaliddawo naffe tukisanze n'aba n'atuddako. It is the same story. That is how love is going to be. It will never change. So in this tale as old as time, I gave you a story on it's a book I read, but again never acting a movie, and again it's a song. It's called The Beauty and the Beast. The Beauty and the Beast yalaga omukwano engeri gye gujja mu bantu nti gujja mu bifo byetutasuubiramu mu bantu betutasuubira mu kiseera kitasuubira. It is like tutu and you're in it and it loses control. So I wrote that we find love in strange places from strange people, totally different from what we had in our minds. You can find love in somebody you don't expect. And that is the secret. And nobody judges you. It's okay. So this story of the old beast, which was cast, never can you go in castle, maybe isolated. Somebody cast it like an old woman. Now you'll always be ugly and a beast for the rest of your life. So a girl comes running, a very beautiful girl, ended up in that castle. So she finds this beast. Oh, she was so beautiful that there are two people who are not congruent. So as time goes on, the girl was a reader. They liked the same things. The beast was reading. They were connecting, and she fell in love with the beast. And the beast fell in love with the girl. So the moral of the story was, love happens in funny things you can't even expect. A beautiful girl like Belly was supposed to find a very handsome man, not that man. And that beast would have not found a beautiful girl like that because he had a son. So the story of love has always been like that. We always get it from strange people in strange circumstances. Actually. That's how it is. So love is a very spiritual aspect of life. And never judge anybody who has made a mistake in it. Wish them well until when they wake up and it fades. Okay? So that was a fairy tale I put in my book briefly, and I said love can be found in strange places, and that's the reason for this show today. So the beast can be a married man. The beast can be your employee. The beast can be your neighbor. The beast can be your supervisor. The beast can be your best friend's wife. Beast chembera mukulaga is that guy. She lost herself in the beast. Anybody was wondering, what is wrong with this girl? Is she okay? She found love in a wrong person at a wrong time. So feelings of love happen anytime, anywhere. So let's learn how to cope with these beasts. How do we deal with the beasts when they come? It is going to happen to you. You're right now a young man, you're right now a young woman, but one day, in your 80s, in your 70s, and the chemistry is wrong, and at the wrong time, do you go ahead? Do you go ahead? Is the question. Okay? So love is a very, very sensitive thing. So I called it a tale as old as time, which means that will always happen as long as we live. You can easily get in love with your neighbor. You can easily get in love with your boss. You can easily get in love with your employee. Those are things that have been happening all over again. Okay? However, in today's show, you're going to learn how to cope. I'll just give you 4 ways to... Like I said, I'm not judging anyone. Okay? Love just happens. Remember, the belly and the beast, we are but nobody had that plan. Okay? It happens as we grow, in life. So let's learn how to deal with these love feelings that happen at a very wrong time. So usually the wrong time situation is caused by unbearable external circumstances. Somebody's looks. You may sense it. I hate women who are small and short and the person you love, you find that they're the ones with those characters. And then you're like, wow, what happened? So never say never. So please note, apart from chemistry and attraction, there are many other things that affect relationships. Apart from omuntu ogamba nti, I am attracted to you, I love you so much, there are other things that come in play to disentangle relationships. And many of those things are beyond our capabilities as humans. Okay? So omuntu oyinza okuba omwagala kanti nekajja wange mbagambye nti oli abeera mu China muwala nga kacca tebakkiriza naye nga yoyo wolunze nosanga abantu bagamba ffene waffe mbasira nti tuwasa mukazi mwana aleka omukatula ekibuga kikiro kyakoze naye nga be bakwataganye buli kimu apart from love at no time. Okay? So let us look at the different ways on how to cope. And always remember, bad timing means you're having either incompatible values. Bad time means you have age difference, huge age difference. Bad timing means somebody may be married and you're single and you're deeply in love with them. They're deeply in love with you. You are tick, apart from they will never get you. And if they are to get you, they are emotional loopholes that are going to be created all your life. And you're going to struggle through this thing. And at last, the war is not worth what you invested in. Okay? So the issue in life is understanding when to fight the war and when to win the battle. Okay? So most of the time we get into entanglements that creates wars which are unnecessary. Okay? So this kind of emotional intelligence is saving your future from emotional entanglement. If you're a man, you can be with a lady, think that your friends are then while she's seeing something else. And when you marry, everything goes wrong. Okay? So those are all things that happen at a wrong time. So conflicting needs, different levels of development, different stages of life, different seasons affect love. Not only chemistry. I may have chemistry over you, but we have different values. We have different destinies. We have different and we are affected. So love never happens. Okay? So love falling in it is okay. Nobody judges you. It is okay to even have a crush. Take. However, continuing leading somebody on in something which is not going to work is the problem. Okay? So let's look at the 4 ways to cope up with this. 1, please, you can understand the season you're in life. There's a book I read 10 years ago. It's by Matthew Ashimoro. It's called The Seasons of Life. Omwami ono yagamba abantu tulina seasons za njawulo. Tuyinza okuba tulina emyaka gye gimu naye nga tuli mu seasons ezitakwatagana. Okugeza oyinza okuba otuuse okuwasa nga n'eddakiika eyitawo tukyalinda ekyaga kibe mu ddiiro njaga kuwasa nfune abaana bigwenze ntambule ngende kula emirimu gyange n'ofuna omuntu nga yazze mu leisure akulaga tapapa she's a 18-year, 20-year-old, 21-year-old ate naye emyaka gye nga 8 egy'okwonoona naye nga ate kutuuse. You're in different seasons of life. You may be a lady, you're in your 35, 36, 38, 28, 27, 30 nga otuuse nga n'akatikiti kyakayitako weka tukyalinda ogatta bugasaawo. You find this guy alina abaana be bakwada, domestic life yagimala dda, ebyokuzaala takyakapa n'abaana basoma ku ssomero ne mugwa mu mukwano. Season za njawulo. Gwe season gy'olimu egamba kaakati. Season gy'alimu agamba let's have fun. Ate olwo ne sente ezikola azijjawo ne muzirya ne wano. The confusion of seasons. So it is very important to sit down, especially at the end of the year. I always remind you, let people learn to take their stock. Tuula weebuuze nti nze nansubuga jjena nina emyaka emeka nti bwe giti wano wentuuse bino binsaana. Learn to see the discomfort of relationships which can no longer move. Like I said, it is okay for people to have a crush. It is okay for somebody to be in love with you and date you. But it is not okay when you are stuck in a relationship which is not going anywhere and the time is up. When you tell that a relationship has ended, when you tell that it does not work, when it is no longer serving your values. Oyagala baana, ayagala kuchakala. Oyagala, ayagala kirala. Obudde buweddeko. Omugamba munnange, mbadde ngamba tugende tuformalize sinatuuka kuwasa. Love at a one time. So, you may be in love or in a relationship or in deeply with someone. Sigenda tekawo biti wano. Because I don't want to attack personalities. However, seasons is okay. And it is okay. It is okay for a 53-year-old man to find intimacy with a 23, 25. But these are different seasons. What she needs and what you need are totally different. You either lower down to her needs, or she pulls herself up to your needs, or to ghost her. That is the reality of love. So, loving each other in a wrong stage is okay. It is happening, but it is not. It is not. Techikola. Bobo yaga reality. It will waste your time. So, understand your season. Sit down. Take stock. Mufune kubudde ngoli wekka. Ogambe naye nze Deborah. Nina emyaka emeka. Kino nkimazeemu bbanga ki? Kikyakola tekikyakola. When to learn when to let it go. And when to hold on. And to make a decision with the dignity. Nga toswadde, toswazizza is what they call wisdom. Kitegeeza nti ekyakuleeta si kye kigenda okutuusa gy'olaga. The book is called What Got You Here will not lead you there. It may be a time up. And the relationship has to end. Peacefully, nga temulwanye, nga ebyetaago bikonflictinze. N'omugamba mukwano nkwagala. Nange nkwagala naye. Musange mu maaso eyo nga muddamu kasayi. But right now, my needs are different and your needs are different. I will waste your time, you waste my time. Learn to discern the seasons of your life. Learn to love according to seasons. I love you. I've seen you. Tap, 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 tap. The heart is beating, but however, the seasons. I love you, but the season. I love you, but the season. Compare those two. I'm a single mother, perhaps. I have my 3 children, perhaps. These are looking at me as their leader, and I'm leading a family already. I'm one in all. Then when you come, I'm in a season. So when you come as a single man who doesn't even understand what having a child is, and you want us to waste time, even you don't even care, it may be a wrong season for a man. Yet if someone comes as a father also, and they know the season, they may be compatible because they have the same names. Understand seasons. That is number 1. Understand the season of your life. Where you are and the person you're with. Age does not matter. It really does matter. Because at the age where I am now, the decisions I make, the way I decide, everything has changed. Age really does matter. And the needs. The needs. So, which season are you in? Ebe kisuubi otuusa okuwasa oli ali bwati akyagala kukuulamu kukuulamu oyagala kuwasa oli ayagala kukuulamu where are you? Kagwe, where are you? You need to understand the season. That is the most important point. So a right person at the wrong time is a wrong person. It doesn't matter what they are not. I love you, I feel you, but it's wrong. The feeling is right, but it is wrong. The moment the time is not right, you waste each other's time. They love me, never pursue anything. Remember, we enter relationships for two reasons. Keep it on your mind always. If you're a woman, either a relationship takes you to riches, if he's not going to marry you, or it takes you to the to the church or the mosque. If somebody's not going to marry you, then okay, then invest. Either way, you've not wasted yourself. If you don't have a relationship, at least have money. Because the money will buy these other things. The toys of life. You'll enjoy. You'll afford, It will compensate the tears. But if you don't have the two now, you don't have a relationship, the money is also not there. That is a loss. Okay? So a relationship might give you two things. Please note. If someone says, I love you, but I can't marry you, and also you're willing to stay, then it is. Look at those two things. If he's not taking you to the altar to say I do, then it must take you to the bank. In between, there is no waste of time, unless when you have the time to waste. But if you say you're tired of wasting your time, and you're in the decision-making time, you either become an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur. Get busy. Money is coming in. When I tell you, there are top clients I serve. I think I told Farida to you. Either my clients are very, very, very rich. I know kubanga aliwo waggulu nnyo nga bye emotions ezimutawanya oba nga talina wadde bano abawakati abali business bakolako abagamba I don't have time. Let me see whether when you see someone that have time, they rarely think about love. But you always have to regular bagenda kwebaka. Regular kiro kumacha they are busy. They don't even think about those things. But when somebody is very rich, when somebody has made stuff, they have team of workers. Companies are working. Most of the time they have people working for them. They have too much time for love. Awo obudde bwa love bana bungi. Kitegeeza nti n'essaawa musanvu abeera mu mukwano. Bwe muli mukola running around, we are working hard. They are in love. Because they are having other people to work for them. So emotions disturb two kinds of people. Those who are very up and those who are very down. Because those who are down don't have anything again. They are also idle. Just like a rich man. So the moment you become so rich, you become again idle. Because people are working for you. Systems are working. So you have time for love. So, and I say again, if somebody is not taking you to, they should take you to. Simple. Then number 2, make sure you are ready. Okay? Make sure you are ready for a serious relationship. If you're with this person and you realize that the relationship is not, please don't waste your time. It is a wrong time. Number 3, get back when the time is right. It is okay to come back anytime when everything is right. And lastly, a right person at the wrong time, please not. A right person at the wrong time is always wrong. So the time is not right, so they are wrong. So make it a decision in your head, this will not work. And that, my amazing friends, is the only way to cope up. So that when you find that you're in love at the wrong time, everything is not right already. Don't even force. Find a way of how to disentangle. We shall talk about it next week. How to disentangle yourself from love when it is not right. And once again, we'll meet next week. Thank you for attending. But it's okay. We shall be talking about how to disentangle yourself emotionally when you're in love with a person at the wrong time. See you again next week. Love you.